winning democracy and justice in the South, and we started winning a little bit of democracy and some racial justice. In the last few years, it's been rolling back. So it's really good to have Bob up here. We don't want all the stories, but we want to hear some of the stories and how we can move forward.
I'm going to be very brief. My name is Bob Zellner, and I was raised in L.A., Lower Alabama. A little geographical humor there. My father was in the Ku Klux Klan. My grandfather was in the Ku Klux Klan. And it was very unlikely that I would ever be a part of the civil rights movement. And it's very unlikely that I would be walking 273 miles with a white Republican North Carolina mayor. But when I was in college, I met Dr. Martin Luther King and Mrs. Rosa Parks, and they started me on a life of crime. I joined the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in 1961 as the first white Southerner to be a field secretary for SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. What the mayor is doing is in the mainstream of the civil rights, human rights movement. And we have understood the power of individual witness. We've understood the power of dedication. I have been privileged to know some of the great people in the United States: Martin Luther King, Ms. Rosa Parks, Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer, Mrs. Ella Baker, one of the mothers of the civil rights movement. And I recognize greatness when I see it. I'm 75 years old, so I can recognize greatness. This man is the most determined individual that I've ever met. He is, unlike me, he's a Republican, but he is in the absolute mainstream of human endeavor. Now, what's happened in North Carolina is that we have a Moral Mondays movement under the leadership of Dr. Reverend Barber and the NAACP. That didn't start, the mayor didn't start with that. He was doing what he was doing already, but he is a person who has people under his care, and he knows that the absolute result of what Vidant Health has done has actually been a racist situation in his own town, because I think maybe at least 60% of the people in the town, in the area, are African Americans. There's a Title VI that's been filed, and so he has the bravery to say that this is a racist result from a greedy corporation, and it shouldn't be the ruling situation in rural health care, money. So that's what we are going to Washington for. We left, this coming Monday would be 2 weeks on the road, and some of it has been very hairy. We've seen a lot of snakes, not only all of the ones walking on the ground like that, but some with 2 legs. And we have met with the governor of Virginia and also his wife, and hopefully the mayor will be seeing the President of the United States on Monday. It's a win-win situation for our president. It's a win-win situation for our people. Because what the president has been trying to do, in my opinion, is reach across the aisle. This man personifies reaching across the aisle. And he's captured the imagination of the American people, and it's in the true spirit of civil rights and human rights that we walk together. And thank you all for coming out. Little people can do big things. Thank you.